answers from you people. What is OLAP?
Online transaction process.
Yeah, please. Somebody is telling something. OLAP, long form. Long form of the OLAP. Kiran.
Online,
Hmm?
sir, OLAP, sir, and OLTP, sir.
OLAP.
Online transaction process, sir.
Huh?
Online transaction process.
That is OLTP. OLAP.
Online analytical process.
Exactly. Online analytical processing. Then OLTP is online transaction processing. Okay. See now. Defining the OLAP with respect to data warehouse. The data warehouse is a repository where we are collecting the datas. Okay, so the way this is the space where we are storing a huge amount of data, historical data. That is data warehouse. Got it? OLAP, online analytical processing, is a characterized by relatively low volume of transactions. Queries are often very complex and involve the aggregations. Here the queries are very complex. Complex queries will be there. Complex means it is a very complicated one. It is not so simple. In the morning we discussed, no, who is the supervisor of this employee, Franklin. Okay, Franklin is supervising which employees, so that directly you can access the information. So by referring to that attribute, manager SSN, which project is controlled by which department, who is the head of that department, and what are the who are the dependents of that employee. So see here now how complexity increases. Got it? So the queries are complex one. The queries are complex one, and these involves the aggregations. These involves the aggregations. Aggregations means here you need to get the values of total number of values, summarized data like average data. Okay, then what is that? Highest paying salaries, like this. You are not accessing about the who is that employee, what is his middle name, what is his last name, okay, what is his date of birth. These are not the aggregations. The aggregations are those total number of employees, total number of department, average salary of an employee in the month. Got it? So these will be the aggregate functions, minimum value and maximum value. So here analytical processing involves the aggregations. Aggregations is this kind of things. Got it? OLAP applications are widely used by data mining techniques. This online analytical processing, this is an application. These applications are mostly widely used by data mining techniques. Data mining techniques. So to extract the information, to extract the knowledge from the data warehouse. Huge amount of data will be there in the data warehouse. Okay, that from that data we need to extract some knowledge, some information. That information will be helpful for the future decision making. future planning and some managerial actions. Okay, that is called as OLAP. That is called as OLAP. In OLAP database, there is aggregated. What kind of data will be there? There will be a aggregated data. There will be a aggregated data. As we know that aggregation means total number of values. Okay, average. Okay, then minimum and maximum, such kind of things will be there. These are called as aggregated data. Okay, in OLAP database, aggregated and historical. Historical means the past data will be there. Okay, all the from last 10 years, last 5 years, last year data, that kind of data will be there. Historical data, and stored in a multi-dimensional schemes in the form of cubes or in the form of star schema, etc. Okay, the data which are stored in the data warehouse or OLAP, which are in the multi-dimensional. So hence, in OLAP database, aggregated, historical and stored multi-dimensional data will be there. Multi-dimensional schemas will be there in that OLAP. Is it clear now? Now, then what is OLTP? We know what is there in the OLAP, what is there in the OLTP, what kind of data will be there, what is the definition of that, where it is used. Now, OLTP, it is online transaction processing. Online transaction processing. This is characterized by a large number of short online transactions. See here now. OLTP is characterized by large number of short online transactions. Means whenever you go for any online shop, they will going to search for a particular amount product, and you like it or you purchase it. Okay, those transactions are called as short transactions. What you will going to do? You will going to insert the value, means put your values. Okay, you will going to purchase it. You will going to update it, whatever the see in what is that, values and all those things. Okay, like you want to sell a product through what is that, which sells second hand goods. Okay, those which is that online tool which sells it will take old product and you can replace it. You will be getting the advertisements, no? Which one it is? Which is that? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ಅದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ, ಅದು ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಇದನ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಕಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ, ದೆನ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ. OLX. Exactly. OLX. If I want to sell any of the product in OLX, so what I want to do, I put my product. Okay, I'll put it for 10,000. I want to sell it for 10,000. Tomorrow I'll going to update it. What update I'll going to do it? Okay, I'll change the price. Instead of 10,000, I will make it 8,000. Got it? So like this, I'll going to make a plan. Update the values. Now, if I want, I can delete that. So this is one example. Another example, if you take whenever you visit the big bazaar, Reliance shops, okay, Reliance Trends, whatever. Whenever you purchase some product, okay, your information will be entered into that. Later you will, whenever you go there, okay, then you can update your mobile numbers, okay, and you can do other things. So this is online transaction processing. This is online transaction processing. Got it? These systems have a detailed day-to-day transaction data which keeps changing. See here now. Here, day-to-day means every movement the data will be changing. Every movement data will be changing. Class so it keeps track of this database keeps track of every movement's data, every day data it will be there in the database. Okay, so that is OLTP. In OLTP database there is a detailed and current data. Detailed means what is the product number, what when it was purchased, who was the what is that vendor, okay, then what is the price, okay, then all the related information. So detailed information will be there. And schema used to store transaction database is the entity model. So in the morning we have seen some entities, okay, that model is used for as a schema for storing the information about that product. Got it? So what is the product? Product ID, product name, when it was purchased, who was the vendor, okay, etc. Price of that and expiry date, etc., etc. It will, all the things will be there in that. Got it? This is related to that OLTP. Now this is all about OLTP and we have seen OLAP. Now see here now. I'll try to explain this diagram. ATM is a machine where all the customers, ATM customers, are visiting to ATM. I'll go to visit the ATM, I'll check my balance and I'll go. Kiran will go, he will deposit some amount in his account through that ATM and he will go. Soumya will go and withdraw some amount and she will go back. So whatever I am doing, whatever the Kiran is doing, whatever the Soumya is doing, all that information will be there in the OLTP. If any such customers comes and visit and do their transactions through ATM, it is all the things are stored in the OLTP, that database. And from such databases, all those databases will be there in the OLAP at the end of the day or at the end of the week or at the fortnights, okay, end of the fortnight or once in a month. Like this, all those from the OLTPs, we store all the data in the OLAP, online analytical processing. This is where it is called as data warehouse. Okay, from here, from this place, from the OLAP, we can extract the knowledge, we can get the information. Okay, how much was the deposited, how many members were deposited, how many members were withdrawn the money, total deposit was how much, total withdrawn was how much. See, there you will not get the information of Haldur, what he has done. You will not get the information of the Soumya, how much she withdrawn. Okay, how much Kiran has deposited. You will not get that information as an output from the OLAP. Here, total on particular date on the 7th June, okay, how much of the data was withdrawn, how much of the amount was withdrawn from so and so ATM, how much of the amount was deposited from that machine, what is the total number of customers visited that particular ATM. You can get it here, you can get it here as an result through this OLAP. That huge amount of data, historical data, is analyzed and give it as an output. Okay, see here, this is what the you can easily understand through this diagram what is OLAP, what is OLTP. Okay, from here this is the OLTP. There you are storing the information from the daily transactions, okay, short transactions, and these things will be stored in this, and from here every periodically, I can call it as a periodically, you can store or you can transfer these information, these data into this. Before transforming, you will going to do lot of things that we have studied in the previous thing, like transforming and what is that, cleaning, extracting and loading. Okay, all those things done at this, and these are the outputs in the form of graph or in the form of this. Okay, you will get the information out of this. Got it? Now see, now let us look into the comparison between the OLAP and OLTP. Both are related to information databases, no doubt. Both OLAP and OLTP are related to information databases. OLAP and OLTP, which provides the means and support for these two types of functioning. Okay, each of them are functioning well and supporting each other. Each one of the method creates different branch on a data management system okay, with its own ideas and processes. So hence, see here now, here also in the morning class also we are studying about the databases. Here also we are studying about the database. Got it? So here it manages huge amount of data. There we are managing this. Based on this, we are segregated into two different subjects. Got it? So this, to analyze and compare them, we have built this resource. This resource is built on analyzing and comparing purpose. Which one? Analytical tools. Now, first difference is a source of data. First difference between OLAP and OLTP is source of data. OLTP, it is an operational data. It is an operational data. What is that operational data? See here now. Here, this is operational data. Whatever the transactions I am doing, that is at the operational level. Okay, that data will be there in the OLTP. That data will be there in the OLTP. But OLAP, it is a consolidation data, means complete. At this date, how many employees are, how many deposits taken place? What is the total amount of withdrawn? Okay, how many customers have visited? So this is consolidated data. This is consolidated data. Got it? Operational data at the OLTP and consolidated data at the OLAP. OLTPs are original source of the data. See here now. OLTPs are the original sources of the data. But OLAP data comes from the various OLTP databases. See here now. This is OLTP will be having original source of data. If I do the transactions, that will be there. It is the original data. If someone will come and he is whatever the transactions he will be doing, that is original data which is there in the OLTP. Got it? But here from many such OLTPs we get the data. That data will be there in OLAP. Got it? So it is a historical data. Here it is in the OLTP, it is a fresh data, it is a current data. Got it? So this is. Then next difference is purpose of data. Purpose of the OLTP data, purpose of OLAP data. Got it? See here in the OLTP, the purpose is to control and run the fundamental business task. What is the purpose? To run the fundamental business task. Control and run. See here now. If I want to do the transaction, I must go to ATM. Its database must work. If that database is working fine, then only I can do the transactions in the ATM. If that database is not working properly, if that OLTP is not working properly, and hence you will see the board, this ATM is out of service. Got it? Means there is something with that database. Hence it is not working. When it is not working, then so what is the purpose of that OLTP? It is to control and run the fundamental business tasks. Got it? Now we are having one more OLAP. This is to help with the planning. This is which helps to for planning, problem solving and decision supporting. See here now. If anything, if that OLAP is not working, but your OLTP is working, then you can do the transactions. Don't mind. See, what is the purpose of OLAP here? OLAP, if you are having the data of historical data, fast data, so that you can make a plan for it. What is the, see, you can get these results. When you have the results, okay, Sunday there is a more transaction in this particular ATM which is there at the market. Means we need to deposit more amount of data in that ATM. If that much of amount is not there in that ATM, instead of that in the market, we are having one more ATM at the place, at the college. So in that ATM, if the amount is there, then Sunday that college will be closed. When that college is closed, then there is no chance of transaction over there. Got it? So in market, that will be busy. So to gain the business, okay, from this you can get from the graphs, various kinds of graph, they can analyze which ATM is performing good or more transaction on particular day. Okay, here you will get the aggregated data in the form of graphs. By seeing those things, the bank managers or the analyst will take the decision. Hence, they will take care of, okay, at this time, so it is a marketplace, we need more amount of money at that ATM. Okay, so our ATM should not be stopped. It should not be under out of control, out of service. Got it? During the admission time, okay, college ATM must have the amount, because those who come for the admissions, they withdraw the amount and take the admissions. So like this, they will going to plan for it and they will going to take a decision. Okay, for that OLAP will support. So what is the purpose of the OLTP? To control and run the fundamental business task. What is the purpose of this OLAP? To help with planning, problem solving and decision support. Okay, for this purpose we are having the OLAP, and OLTPs are having different purposes of datas. Got it? Then we are having another difference, that is what the data. What is that data which is there at OLTP and OLAP? In OLTP, which relieves a snapshot of ongoing business process. Means currently what is going on in the business, there you can get it in the currently, at present. At present, okay, you can see the information. Okay, what is the business status at this point of time? Instant, at that instant. Okay, if you go to Big Bazaar and ask them, okay, from last 10 years what is the transaction, they will not be having the idea. Okay, but if you ask them at this point of time, what is the, from morning to till now, okay, what is the transactions, they will tell that this much of the transaction is done. So this is snapshot of ongoing business process. But in OLAP, multi-dimensional views of various kinds of business activities. Multi-dimensional views in the form of queues. Okay, on particular year or in the particular month, what is the transaction? Okay, what is the sales? Okay, what is the purchase? Okay, etc., etc. You can get it. Okay, with various dimensions. That is, multi-dimensional data will be there, and here snapshot of ongoing business process. That is another difference. The one more difference is insert and updates. inserts and updates. In OLTP, short and fast insert and update initiated by the end users. What you will going to do? If you go to ATM, ATM is an OLTP. If you go to ATM, you can deposit your amount, and by that you are inserting some values, then you are doing something, you are changing the pin, you are updating. Got it? These are the things you can do it in the updation by the end user. Got it? With respect to this OLAP, periodic long running batch jobs refresh the data, means every month or every weekend, fortnight. Okay, you will going to refresh the data, whatever it is there. While refreshing, that 15 days data will be dumped into this OLAP. So here you cannot update the value. See, here I will not come, and in the OLAP I cannot change my, what is that, pin. I cannot deposit the amount here directly. Those things cannot be done. Only whatever you can do it short and fast insertion, that you can do it in the OLTP only. These things are periodic long. Periodic long means whole day information is dumped into the OLAP or data warehouse, or weekend, 1 week data will be dumped into this. Periodic is 1 week or 1 month or fortnight or 1 year information, like this. So here it is batch running jobs, refreshing of the data. There is no insertion or updations. Only you can do refresh. When you press the refresh button, so whatever the last refresh from that date to till date, okay, all the things will be dumped into this. This is another difference. Now we are having the another difference is with respect to queries. Here, relatively standardized and simple queries. Relatively standardized and simple queries returning relatively few records. Standardized and simple queries will be there. Those queries will go to see it in the database management system. Select star from employees, so that you will get all the employees information. Select star from department, so all the values which are there in the department, all those things will be displayed. Okay, select star from employee where who are working in department number 5. Only those employee who are working in the department number 5, their information will be displayed. So such simple queries will be there in this OLTP. In OLAP, often complex queries involving aggregations, as I discussed in the first slide. These queries will be very complicated, complex one, which involves many number of tables, and usually you will get the output in the form of aggregation functions like total number of employees and total number of departments, okay, total salary or average salary. Like this you will get the information. That kind of queries you will go to apply it for the OLAP. Then processing speed. The next difference is processing speed. OLTP is typically very fast. So just you fresh it and you enter the query, and you can within fractions of second you will get the information, because the data is very less. Got it? In OLAP, it depends on the amount of data involved. See, if the data warehouse is very big, huge amount of data will be there. So if you want to refresh or if you want to extract any information, so it may takes a lot of time. Sometimes it may take hours together. It may takes hours together. It may take 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours like this, because depends on the amount of data it will be there in the data warehouse. Got it? So here in OLTPs are very fast and OLAPs are bit slower. It depends on the amount of data which is there in the data warehouse. Sometimes some complex queries may takes hours together. Got it? Then another difference, space requirement. Space requirement can be relatively small if historical data is archived. Means how much of space is required for the database for today's transaction, because all the historical data are archived, means hidden. So only limited space is required for the particular transactions or particular period of transactions. Whether it is a daily transactions, only for that much of space is required. For OLAP, larger due to existence of aggregation structures and historic data. Aggregation structures will be there and historical data will be there from all the OLTPs are moving their data from their database to OLAP to data warehouse. Hence it requires larger data and it also stores historical data. But historical data will not be there in the OLTP, but here we will get those data in the OLAP. Hence we require more space for the OLAPs. Then database design. Database design, OLTP is highly normalized. Okay, so we'll go to see what is normalization and all in DBMS. First normal form, second normal form, third normal form, all those things. Okay, so those type of things highly normalized with many tables. But in OLAP, typically denormalized with fewer tables. Only few tables will be there, but huge amount of data will be there. Got it? This is another difference. Then backup and recovery. Backup and recovery. So this is OLTP system is absolutely critical. It needs a complex backup system because there are more number of users. So it is complicated. So it requires complex backup system. If something is happened, that day's information is lost. Full backups of the data combined with incremental backups are required. So whatever incremental backup means, up to yesterday's information I have stored somewhere, or last 1 hour information is backup. I have taken the backup of that, and next hour information will be only backupped. Okay, last 1 hour from 12 to 1, only that much of the data is taken the backup. Okay, so again from 1 to 2, only that. So it is called as incremental backup. That kind of backup is required. But in OLAP, only needs of backup from the time to time. Okay, so only time to time I am going to take the data and store it. Okay, since it is a OLAP, data is not critical, but it is huge and doesn't keep the system running. So simply we are storing the information. Whenever the manager needs, we run that system and get the information. But here in the OLTP, it keeps on running, because if you stop it, your business will going to stop. If you stop that OLTP, your business will going to stop. But in OLTP, whenever it is necessary, you just run that system and take the information, and again you can off it. These are the various differences between OLAP and OLTP. One is backup and recovery, another database design, space requirement, processing speed, queries, inserts and updates, what data, then purpose of data and sources of data. These are the various differences between OLAP and OLTP. This is a summarized data of the differences between OLTP and OLAP. OLTP is application oriented and it is subject oriented. This is used, OLTP is used to run the business and it is used to analyze the business. Okay, OLTP is detailed data will be there in that, and summarized data and refined data will be there. Okay, because it is a clean data here and current and up to date. But here historical data will be there, and it is a repetitive access. Same thing is doing repeatedly, but it ad hoc access. Ad hoc access means only managerial level or this senior analyst will going to access this. Clericals are the users. Here knowledge user or managers are the users. Performance sensitive, it is performance relaxed, because performance is not required here. Is required here. Okay, what is the performance of this, what is the performance of that? But here only when you required, you will to access it. Few records access at a time, only few records are accessed, but here large volume of data is accessed at a particular time. Okay, then read and update are accessed. Here mostly only you can read the things, but here you can update also, but here we cannot update it. No data redundancy. Here in OLTP, no data redundancy. Redundancy means there is no duplicate values are stored, but here redundancy may present. Redundancy may present. Got it? Then database size is approximately 100 MB to 100 GB in the OLTP, but in here 100 GB to few terabytes. Here thousands of users are there in the OLTP, but here only few users who are senior analysts, who are managers, those people will be using this. These are the various comparisons between OLAP and OLTP. Do you have any doubts? Dear friends?